Hi there, my name is John Stevens. I'm pastor of Zion Lutheran Church in Oregon City, Oregon, and we are part of the ELCA. And welcome to Dollar Store Children's Sermons, where we take a look at the lectionary text and we tie him to an item from the Dollar Tree or the junk drawer or the kids' room or the garage. That's how we've been doing it. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your week with me in this way. Thank you for your partnership in this ministry, and especially, most importantly, thank you for the love that you are sharing with your kids, your congregation, and your families. You, my friend, are rocking it. Thank you. Now, this is for the third Sunday after Pentecost, and we're looking really at the gospel lesson. We could look at Galatians as well, but it's really tied to the gospel. And the object I'm using is a mirror. Now, there's a saying that that has been used, and I've read it somewhere. I didn't look it up to find out who to attribute it to, but it's basically you can't live life looking at the rearview mirror. You're moving forward, and God is calling us into the future and pulling us into the future that God has created for us. And so this idea that in the text where it's like, I want to follow you, but I'm going to go do these things. I want to just one moment. Let me go back home and figure this stuff out. And really, this idea of no, you're called to follow me, and we are moving into the future. Do not look. You cannot move into the future if you're looking into the rearview mirror. So the thought I had was taking a mirror and doing maybe an obstacle course. You could set up something really easy per se, not easy to do, but easy to set up. Maybe like 4 traffic cones where you've got to interweave through the traffic cones. And using the rear view mirror, you're going to try to move around, and so you can move into a particular pattern around the traffic cones. Now, you'd be able to do it, but it gets really difficult to try to move this way. And then and what I would maybe suggest is having another adult and the kids set up the traffic cones or set up the obstacle course and have you do it. Have you try to navigate the obstacle course using this mirror that you're looking in the back trying to figure it out. The reason for that is that it can get really difficult, and I do not want to put the kids into a position where they can be made fun of in this position. But I, as the adult, poke fun at me all you want. But that idea, and this really stems from this idea that if you were plowing the field and you looked backwards, you would steer off course. And so the other option along with that is to have a mirror that you can look into the back, but the obstacle course is in front of you. So you've got this mirror and you can look in the back and you can see the obstacles that you've passed, but you can't see what's in front of you. That's the possibility. Maybe it's this reverse trust walk. If you haven't ever played one of those, that's where you're blindfolded and someone leads you through the obstacle course. But the sense that Jesus asks us to follow Jesus, to look ahead and not spend our time looking in the past. I'm sure you already have gotten there, but this can work fantastically well as a tie-in to the larger sermon. Because I think Dave Daubert said in one of his books that when we are asked to envision the church of the future, many of us are thinking about the church of 1959. So that the sense where it's like we're looking at the past of what God has done and longing for God to do that again, but not in the sense of mission, but in the sense of comfortability, and is for my comfort. But anyway, so springboard here, mirror either going backwards, trying that obstacle course, or, and I mean, now that I'm saying it out loud and that I'm liking it even more, to have a bigger mirror where you're holding it and you can see everybody behind, but you can't see what's in front of you, and trying to navigate the obstacle course that's in front of you by trying to look in the back. It doesn't really work that well. All right. that's what I got. Thank you so much for your partnership in this ministry. Again, thank you for spending a little bit of your week with me in this way. And most importantly, thank you for the love that you're sharing with your kids and your congregations and your families. One last thing on the Galatians text, the whole letter of Galatians is really the church in Galatia have been looking to the past because Paul has given them the message of grace and that they are freed from the law. And as he's moved on, there's other folks that have come in to tell them that Paul was wrong and that you actually do have to do the works, and the things in the past were the things that mattered. And so they are trying to look to the past about what they need to do, and Paul is reminding them in the letter to the Galatians that they have been set free and they are freed to step into the future that God is leading them into. So there's that. Anyway, I've already said all the goodbyes, so I will see you next week. Peace.